recording now, right? Now, so I hope the title is sorry, title is visible to everyone now, right? So it's projections on auxiliary planes. So whatever we have been doing so far, we have been using vertical plane and horizontal plane. So those we used as the standard planes. Okay. So front view will be obtained on the vertical plane and top view will be obtained on the horizontal plane. So these are the two standard reference planes we have been using. Now see, sometimes we may come across a situation where the front view and top view, or say the views whatever have been obtained on these two general reference planes we have been using are not sufficient, and we need to have some more, say, some additional view, right, from a different angle, so that we'll have some more information about the drawing available. So then actually we have to go for this projections on auxiliary planes. So this gives us some additional views. Particularly if we talk about this projections of lines, then this of course allows us to obtain the say whatever we have been doing. Like we have, please mute the mic. Who is this? Vinay, I guess. Please mute the mic. Yeah. So now suppose whatever we have been doing, we have been given front view and top view, and then we obtain the true length and the true inclinations with the vertical horizontal plane. So these auxiliary planes in particular will be helpful in obtaining these details uh, in an alternate manner. So that is one more thing what we get with these. And otherwise, say if I have to mention the general use, then that is that sometimes the information on the front view and top view might not be sufficient. So then you have to go for some additional uh, projections or additional views. Okay. Uh, Now we can consider this next slide. So, so this slide in particular is mentioning the what do you call uh, usually used auxiliary planes. Of course, vertical and horizontal plane are the usual reference planes, what we always use, right? But now, apart from that, if we have to choose some other plane, then the possibilities for this. So those are uh, auxiliary vertical plane and auxiliary inclined plane, which are in general used. What is an auxiliary vertical plane? So we have the vertical plane, we have the horizontal plane, fine. So vertical plane and horizontal plane both are mutually perpendicular. When we use auxiliary vertical plane, of course, it will be perpendicular to the horizontal plane. So that is one thing, but it will be not parallel to the usual reference vertical plane. It will be having some inclination in that. Okay. So an auxiliary vertical plane will be inclined with the vertical plane, but will be perpendicular to the horizontal plane. Then we could have auxiliary inclined plane. So like for auxiliary vertical plane, we maintain the condition that auxiliary vertical plane will be perpendicular to the horizontal plane. Likewise, an auxiliary inclined plane will be a plane which is perpendicular to the vertical plane. Okay. So auxiliary vertical plane is perpendicular to horizontal plane. Auxiliary inclined plane will be perpendicular to the vertical plane. Okay. So auxiliary inclined plane, on the other hand, with the horizontal plane will have some inclination. It will not be parallel. So that is the thing. And of course, the vertical plane, we also have auxiliary vertical plane. The same name is attached here. but we cannot have auxiliary horizontal plane because horizontal is a single unique direction. That is why a plane perpendicular to vertical plane and inclined with horizontal plane we are calling a auxiliary inclined. Now let us have a look at the next slide. So again the same representation, vertical and horizontal plane only drawn partly. So we can see the XY line, vertical plane portion, horizontal plane portion, which will be depicting the first quadrant only. Okay. Now say consider this plane. So this is an auxiliary inclined plane. So you can see this one is inclined to the horizontal plane, but it is perpendicular to the vertical plane as we were discussing, right? Now you see, suppose it is having an inclination of alpha with the horizontal plane. This AIP is auxiliary inclined plane. This is, and say this is a line AB which is contained by it. Now suppose we obtain the front view, or say we obtain the projection on the vertical plane. So we have this A dash B dash. Now you see, if this auxiliary inclined plane is extended towards the vertical plane and we obtain the intersection of this auxiliary inclined plane and this vertical plane, then the intersection will be a line, of course. That is one thing. Secondly, suppose if I want to have the projection of this auxiliary inclined plane on the vertical plane, so eventually that will also be a single line, right? Because we are looking from this side perpendicular to the vertical plane. Auxiliary inclined plane is also perpendicular to the vertical plane. So when projected on vertical plane, it will look like a line. And that line, of course, will be coincident with this A dash B dash, the front view of the line which is incorporated or included within this auxiliary inclined plane. Fine. So that again means that this A dash B dash, or that is the front view, will also make the same inclination with the XY line, whatever is made by this auxiliary inclined plane with the horizontal plane. This alpha, this alpha. Here the alpha is between auxiliary inclined plane and horizontal plane, and here it is between front view and the XY line. Okay. Now the same case for the other auxiliary. Now this second diagram is representing the yellow AVP, that is auxiliary vertical plane. So you see whatever we have discussed earlier, the auxiliary vertical plane is perpendicular to the horizontal plane but is inclined with the vertical plane. Okay. Angle say is beta between the vertical plane and the auxiliary vertical plane, and then if we consider a line included in this AV, and say we obtain the top view, looking from above and obtaining the top view. So we get this is small a, small b. Again the same thing what we were discussing about this diagram, similarly we can discuss about this. So auxiliary plane, auxiliary vertical plane is perpendicular to horizontal plane. So if we have the intersection of this with HP, then it will be a line which will be coincident with a small b. Okay. Now angle wise, if we have considered, small b is representing the projection of the line capital A capital B. Okay, and this AVP when extended will meet with the HP and it will give a intersection line which will be coincident with this small b for this case, right? So the angle of this top view small b with the XY line will be same as the angle of this auxiliary vertical plane with the vertical plane. Okay. Yeah, so this is what we have. Let us move on to the next slide. Yes. Now we'll consider projections on the auxiliary plane. The previous slide actually showed us the auxiliary plane which was including a line which was lying in the first quadrant. That is what was depicted in the previous. Let us initially have the same thing what we have in the previous slide. So line capital A capital B contained within this auxiliary inclined plane. From here if we look, then we'll have A dash B dash. Okay, inclination being alpha, we'll discuss. Now suppose we choose another plane, right? So what we have done is we had this plane, yellow one. Parallel to this, we are choosing another plane, which is shown like this transparent plane. Okay. Now you see, this is a plane which is parallel to this yellow one. That means since this line capital A capital B is contained by this plane, yellow plane, then this capital K capital B will be parallel to this newly chosen plane, right? So you see, effectively, this purpose of drawing this yellow plane here in this diagram is to uh, let us visualize in efficient manner that this capital A capital B is parallel to this newly chosen auxiliary inclined plane, right? So since we chose a plane containing AB, then it is easier for us to visualize that this AIP is parallel to this line. Okay. Uh, Now with this actually we have one associated benefit. See, we have discussed earlier also, if you choose projections of a line, then in case the line is parallel to any one plane, then its projection on that plane gives us the true length, right, and the inclination with other plane. So if line is parallel to the vertical plane, projection on the vertical plane, that is the front view, will give us true length, and true inclination of line will be horizontal plane. Okay. Now here this AB as such is neither parallel to VP nor to HP, right? It is not parallel to any of these. It is actually having inclination with both. But if we consider this AIP, this is parallel to this line. Okay. So if we say consider this, then a projection of this line onto this plane will give us the true length of the line, right? Because this is parallel to it. Okay, so this is the added advantage what we have with using the auxiliary planes for the case of projections of lines. Let us have a look at the other diagram also. Yeah, so now this intersection of this AIP with the vertical plane can be termed as a new XY line, right? This, and also you see what we did in the earlier cases, we had vertical plane, we had horizontal plane, right? And then what we did, after obtaining the top view on horizontal plane, we rotated the horizontal plane and made it aligned with the vertical plane so that both front view and top view are in a single plane. The similar thing we can do here if we want, if we obtain the projections on this AIP. Okay, if we obtain the projections on this AIP, then about this XY, right, we can rotate the projection and get it aligned with the vertical plane so that again both will be in the same plane. Okay, let me repeat. Usually what we did for obtaining the front view and top view, after obtaining the top view, what we do is we rotate the horizontal plane, align it with the vertical plane, so that this becomes a single plane. That is what we have been doing for all the problems so far. For this case, again, what we can do is we can project this on this AIP, and then the view obtained on this AIP can be rotated about this x1, y1, and then this can be aligned with the vertical plane. Okay, now let us have a look at the other diagram.
Sir, why are we making a new plane for that? Can't we use the old auxiliary plane to get the true length?
That can be done, but why are we using? I'll maybe explain in the next slide. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Uh, Choosing it parallel and away from the line actually makes it a more clear diagram. The diagram will remain more clear. That is the purpose. And I think in the next slide it will become more clear, whatever you are asking. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, let us consider the next diagram. So again, we have a line AB. Now this is contained within this plane, which is perpendicular to the horizontal plane, inclined to the vertical plane. Now you have the auxiliary vertical plane, again parallel to this yellow plane, and then we can obtain a projection on this auxiliary vertical plane. Okay, and yeah, x and y also. So like here the intersection of AIP with vertical plane was giving a new xy line. Likewise, the intersection of this auxiliary vertical plane with the horizontal plane will give us the new xy line. Okay, so now if we project this AB onto this AVP, then again you will have the true length and the true inclination available. Okay, because this will uh, uh, be parallel to this, so the complete length will be visible. And okay, so maybe we move on to the next slide and we'll discuss it further. Now, the first case has been shown over here, right? And then whatever we have so far discussed, that is that we are choosing an auxiliary plane, and then we are trying to obtain the projection on the auxiliary plane, and that is giving us some more information. That is what we have discussed. Okay. Then further, when the line is parallel to this auxiliary plane, a projection of the line in this plane will give us the true length and the true inclination with the other plane. So this is what we have say discussed. But next is the question that how do we use it in the drawing? In the drawing, what I mean is we actually will have say front view and top view of a line. And say if we have to obtain say true length, then we'll have to choose an auxiliary plane or an auxiliary view. Okay. So how do we go about this? How do we actually draw it? That is what we can now discuss. Before that, I forgot to mention one thing. You see, two kinds of planes we are considering, that we can choose two kinds of auxiliary plane, auxiliary vertical plane or else auxiliary inclined plane. So if we project on them, then we obtain the auxiliary views. So if we project on auxiliary vertical plane, we obtain auxiliary front view. If we project on the auxiliary inclined plane, we obtain the auxiliary top view. Okay. So now this is the case of auxiliary inclined plane. So of course we'll obtain the auxiliary. Uh, yeah. So we'll. I don't know what all messages you keep writing. Say if it is useful, you. Uh, okay. Is the voice low? Is it not audible to everyone?
It is fine, sir.
Okay. So many people are finding it fine. If it is low, then I can try to check the system. But if it is not so, then somebody else might be having individually problem with the network. Okay, so we are discussing that we have to consider obtaining it on the drawing. Now you see this auxiliary inclined plane, so we'll have the auxiliary top view with this, right? So now you see we project perpendicular to this auxiliary plane, inclined plane. Then first of all, let us consider one of the facts that you see this A, capital A, when projected on the vertical plane. We see this distance capital A and small a dash. And effectively this distance is whatever is available to us in terms of the information about the position of point A. It is in front of the vertical plane by this much distance, something like that information we have. So that actually is this much only, that how much this capital A is in front of the vertical plane, that we get as A small a dash. And likewise this capital B and small b dash, this distance is how much distance B is in front of the vertical plane. These distances are visible to us only in the top view, right? How much B is in front of vertical plane, that information is visible to us in the top view. So if we project this on the top view, it will be visible to us, this distance as well as this distance. Now you see effectively when we project this capital A, capital B onto this auxiliary inclined plane, then again you see this capital A small a dash and B dash will be visible to us. What I'm trying to say is this A dash A is parallel to horizontal plane as well as this auxiliary inclined plane, right? Likewise, this small b dash capital B is parallel to horizontal plane as well as auxiliary inclined. Okay, so that means this distance will be visible the same, exactly the same in the horizontal plane as well as in this auxiliary inclined plane. So that is one thing. Secondly, here this one more fact what we observe is this A dash B dash front view, whatever inclination alpha this is making with the XY line, this AIP is making the same with the horizontal plane, one thing, and then the projection of this AIP on the vertical plane is a single line. If we call this new XY line, this intersection of AIP and vertical plane here is new XY line, then this new XY line you see is parallel to this A dash B dash. Okay, so I'm repeating, this x1 y1 is parallel to this A dash B dash. So that means that whenever we'll have an auxiliary inclined plane which is parallel to the line, then the new xy line corresponding to it will be parallel to the front view of the line. So these things we can utilize and then we can obtain the auxiliary view. So let us consider this case. So we have say A dash and A known to us, then we have say B dash known to us, small b also known to us. So say this much information is available to us. Now if we have to obtain the true length of the line and the true inclination with the vertical plane, suppose, right, then what we do is if the true inclination with the vertical plane is to be obtained, then that will be visible in the top view. So we rotate the front view, we make it parallel to the XY line, and then we obtain the new top view. That is what we do. We rotate this, then we go to the level of B, and then we look at this true length. So this gives one thing is true length, and this inclination of this A B2 is this dash should not be there. Sorry, this is A B2. Okay, yeah. So please mute yourself. So this AB2 not only gives us the true length, this also gives the inclination with the vertical. Now say if we have to obtain this thing with this auxiliary top view rather than this method, that is the alternate method we adopt by using the auxiliary plane suppose. Then what we have to do is, first of all, we have to choose the auxiliary plane which will be parallel to the line. If we want an auxiliary top view, then the plane is to be uh, parallel to the, the auxiliary inclined plane is to be parallel to the line, right? And how to choose that on this diagram? How to choose that on this diagram? That we can actually do making use of the fact that, see, this auxiliary inclined plane is parallel to this capital A, capital B, then this new XY line is parallel to A dash, B dash. Okay, so that means if we have to choose an auxiliary inclined plane parallel to the line, we have to choose a new XY line here parallel to this A dash, B dash. Okay, now this what do you call this thing we choose here, and later on what we will be obtaining the auxiliary top view, but of course we will be making use of the same front view. Okay, so this line projected onto this vertical plane gives this front view. This front view we keep same, and rather than obtaining the usual top view which will be available here on the horizontal plane at this location, what we do is we project this onto this auxiliary inclined plane, right? So what will happen when you project this on this inclined plane? You see the projectors from this A dash and from this B dash, they'll in general be perpendicular to this new XY line, and these projectors will contain the auxiliary top view of A. This projector will contain, this projector from B dash will contain auxiliary top view for B, right? Let me repeat. So here you see our for front view and top view, our projectors are always perpendicular to the XY line. So the same thing actually will happen for this case also. So this is the front view. We choose an XY line over here. Then the projectors from these endpoints A dash and B dash in the front view will have the projectors perpendicular to that XY line, and that will contain the auxiliary top view. So we choose this x1, y1 parallel to A dash, B dash. Then we have to draw the projectors from here and here, right? So projector from here perpendicular to xy, new xy, will contain small a1, let me call, and projector from here in this direction will contain small b1. Okay, right. So first of all, these two projectors perpendicular to x1, y. Now the question is that where, that is how much distance away from here we locate small a, and how much distance away small b, or these will be small a1 and small b1. Okay, so distance, as we had discussed, that this distance a from this same distance will be visible in the top view on the horizontal plane as well as on the top view on the auxiliary inclined plane. These distances are same. Okay, so whatever is the distance of capital A from A dash, that will be visible in the form of distance of the small a from the xy line. Okay, this distance only will be visible as the distance of small a, this is small a, from the xy line, this point. Okay, and this will be the same distance as will be visible in the auxiliary top view also, right? So in the auxiliary top view, the small a1 will maintain the same distance, that is from here on xy onto the whatever the projection we are reaching at this location. When this A is projected on this AIP, So this distance only will be visible from here up to this x1, y1. Okay. So what we need to do is, one thing we know that small a1 will be on this projector. One thing. Second thing, this distance of small a from the xy will be same as that of distance of small a1 from this x1, y1. So from this point, we measure the same distance, this distance, small a up to this xy. Okay, this point and this point. This distance we measure from this point along this direction and we'll mark a1. Okay. Same way, we'll measure this distance of this small b from the xy and mark it from this distance onto this to locate b1. Okay. So we locate a1, distance of this from this point, maintained same from this point to this point. Okay. And then we locate b2, distance of this b from xy, maintained same from x1, y1 to b. Sorry, to b. So this gives us the new top view. This will be termed as auxiliary top view. Okay, this will give us the
How
true length and it will give us the true inclination with the vertical plane. Yes, what was the question?
so how we have to find x1 y1 line, means how to draw with
That's
what?
what I said. What we are doing is we are simply choosing it parallel to the front view for auxiliary top view. Parallel to the front view, if we choose xy, then it will represent the case when the auxiliary inclined plane is parallel to the line. That's what I was trying to explain here. We have this auxiliary inclined plane which is parallel to AB. First of all, we discussed it, right? Thereafter, what we are discussing is that if this AIP is parallel to this capital A, capital B, then this x1, y1 is parallel to A dash, B dash, right? So using this fact, actually, we are doing this. This parallel to A dash, B dash, we chose x1, y1. Okay. Now this
Sir,
distance, yes, please. This
uh,
distance can be as per your convenience, because if you draw it, this only is telling that how much away from this plane is located. That is the only thing. But if you keep it too much away, then you will need more space. If you make it extremely close, then it will be actually becoming clumsy. And as somebody was asking that why we are not using the same planes, you see, then what will happen? It will be coincident with A dash, B dash. So it will make it confusing. So it's better to choose it away from it, right? It's better to choose it away from this. That is why we choose a parallel plane, not the plane containing the line. Yes, the question, please.
yeah, my doubt was clear. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, how we locate A1, B1 line above X1, Y1 line? Please explain.
Let me repeat again. What we are making use of is this fact that this distance, that how much away this capital A is from the vertical plane. This is visible to us in the top view, which we obtain on horizontal plane also, and also if we obtain the same top view in this auxiliary inclined plane. So this fact we are making use, right? Since this auxiliary inclined plane is also parallel to this A, right? And horizontal plane is also parallel to this A dash A. So when we draw the top view on horizontal plane or else on this auxiliary inclined plane, in both the cases, this distance will be exactly same, right? So you see, when you obtain the top view on horizontal plane, suppose small a is somewhere here, okay, tentatively. Then the distance of small a from the xy line, this distance, this actually will be the distance A dash A, okay. Same way, when you project this capital A on the auxiliary plane, then suppose auxiliary plane is small a1 is here. Then this distance from here up to this x1, y1, this will be the same distance as A dash A. That is what we are making use of. So we simply measure this distance, and from this point, we intersected onto this projector and located A1. I hope it is clear now.
Yes, sir.
So beyond this, the same thing can be done for the auxiliary vertical plane. So probably in the next slide that can be seen, and then I'll close it for today. Next teacher also is waiting here. So here we have the case where this line is parallel to this auxiliary vertical plane, right? So just like the previous case, here small a small b is parallel to this new x1 y, right? There it was with reference to front view, here it is with reference to the top view. Okay, now let us consider this first of all the drawing for this. So let me bring down all the information. Yeah, so here we have the front view and top view for this case, whatever is shown over here. Now you see, for this case, if we have to obtain the inclination with the horizontal plane, then what in the conventional method, what we earlier studied, we bring this B over here, go up to the level of B dash, and then obtain the true length line, and this gives us the inclination with the horizontal plane. We locate this, we bring it to this level, we locate the B2 dash, and then true length line, and this will also give the inclination with the horizontal plane. But when we have to obtain using the auxiliary view, now we will have to obtain the auxiliary front view. So parallel to small a small b, we will use the new xy line. Okay, and then projector from small a will be drawn perpendicular to xy. Projector from small b will be drawn perpendicular to xy, and these will contain a1 dash and b1 dash. Okay, distances again from this xy, this distance we measure, and then from this x1 y1 along this, the same distance is to be marked for locating a1 dash. Same is to be done for b dash. With this distance of b dash from xy, this distance we have to measure, mark it from here up to here to locate b1 dash. Okay, we look at b1 dash and we look at a1 dash. This gives the true length line, and true inclination will be horizontal. Okay, so I'm closing in now. Maybe one or two examples, then we can discuss later on in the next class. For today's class, of course, this is not needed, right? Whatever we had discussed earlier was sufficient. Let me stop the recording, and I'll have to actually stop the lecture as well. Next teacher is waiting.